Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. My channel is about all things beauty related, all kinds of beauty content. So if that interests you, be sure to subscribe. Today's video is a beginner friendly, natural, clean girl, everyday makeup using some of my favorite products like the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette and the Hourglass Jellyfish palette. So it's beginner friendly, it's easy, it's just glowy, simple, natural, clean girl makeup, and we're gonna jump right into it. Be sure to subscribe, and we're just gonna jump right into the tutorial. And here is a close-up of the makeup. It is just clean girl, natural, glowy, everyday makeup. So this is a full face of makeup favorites. First, I'm gonna start with some skin prep. This is the Great Skin Serum by Merit. This was sent to me, and it is a hyaluronic acid niacinamide serum. And I love this stuff, so you just shake it really good. I do about 2 pumps in my hands, rub them together, and then just kind of rub it into my skin. And then I will let this sit on my skin. So I'm not going to go in with makeup for about 10 minutes, however long it takes for this to set. I do have oily skin, but this is such a lightweight oil serum. I like to use this on days where I'm feeling dry, and it's November in Florida and I'm feeling pretty dry. And I'll bring it down my neck, and you can use this at night or during the day, but it really is such a nice like skin pick-me-up, glowy, hydrating. So we're gonna let this sit for about 10-15 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, so I didn't realize I wasn't filming, but this is the NARS 2.2 Light, just the soft matte concealer, and I use this to cover my imperfections. So I didn't realize I wasn't filming, but I have a broken blood vessel right here that I covered up. I have a little pimple right there, some moles, but it just covers up your imperfections so easy. And I let this kind of dry and set into my skin before I go in with foundation, because I don't want it to like lift up. And this like little guy will last you so long. It's so pigmented, so opaque. Highly recommend this. It's on the pricier side. I want to say it's like 30 something dollars for this little thing, but it lasts you a really long time. And if you are a tinted moisturizer kind of person, this is perfect to do before you go in with your like tinted moisturizer. So I'm gonna let that sit as well. I let these layers kind of dry and absorb, and that kind of keeps the makeup lasting. So I will be back. All right, so next I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. This is in the shade 411 Beige Ivory. And I'm gonna go with my Ariel brush. This is the A24 brush. I love these Ariel brushes. They were on sale at Ulta. You could have gotten all the face brushes and eye brushes for $68 when they're originally $98. So check out some Black Friday sales. Maybe Morphe's gonna have one on their website, and get these brushes while you can and on sale. I'm gonna go with my L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This is my favorite foundations. I've been using this just for such a long time, and people have asked me like, oh my gosh, what foundation are you wearing when I wear this? It's like coverage, thin. I mean, it's super hyped for a very good reason, and it is just my go-to favorite foundation. And I'm gonna have this part sped up. I always take whatever is left and kind of tap it on top of my eyelids to just cover up some eye veins. I always go in with concealer. People have asked me how I prep my eyes for eyeshadow, and I kind of just do my foundation and my concealer together unless I'm doing a super dramatic look. And so tapping the foundation on top of my eyelids just helps conceal those eye veins. So there is my thin hydrating foundation, L'Oreal Infallible. I just love how it feels on the skin, how it looks so natural. It's lightweight, but there's coverage. Highly recommend this foundation if you've never tried it. I also really love Catrice's foundations as well, but the L'Oreal Infallible is just like a classic of mine. So I kind of let my foundation set some more too. I don't like to apply powders when the foundation is so moist. So again, just making sure you're letting your makeup have moments of rest, so that way you're not applying powders right away and getting like super cakey or anything. So I am gonna let this set, and I'm debating on going in with some cream blush. So for my birthday present from Sephora, because it's my birthday month, it's on the 19th, it's not happened yet, but I got the Ilia kit. It comes with a mascara and this blush. So I think I'm gonna try and just see what this will look like. So it's called At Last, and it's the Ilia blush. So I never apply products like this directly on my face. I find it just disrupts the makeup. So I always apply like with a brush, and this is just a kabuki brush by Lawrence or whatever. I just kind of use a brush like this. Real Techniques has some brushes like this, and I just tap on top of the cream blush and kind of load up my brush. And then to see how pigmented this is, I will just tap it on the back of my hand. So it doesn't look that pigmented, so I'm gonna try and load it up some more. Kind of like not that pigmented. So I'm just gonna load this up, and then I'm gonna tap, and hopefully this doesn't break up the foundation. I'm not sure how this formula is, but just gonna tap a little bit here. And it kind of seems like it's more of a balm, and I feel like balms kind of break up other creamy products underneath. So I'm just gonna go in with just a really light hand of this. Just a few tapping motions. I don't want to break up my makeup. It's pretty. It's very soft and subtle, which is nice. I really thought, like, seeing the color of this, I thought it was gonna be like super, super dark, but it's really pretty, very natural. And yeah, so I just have a little bit of cream blush. It's dewy for sure. But yeah, and I feel like I used a lot of it to just get, I feel like I used a lot to just get a little bit of color. So I don't know. I feel like I have other better cream blushes. I'm gonna let that just sit for a little bit. It's very dewy, if you can see that. So for concealer, I have this Too Faced Born This Way concealers. I have the shade Vanilla and Snow. So I will mix these together. This is how I save money. I just buy 2 shades and then I will just mix them. I just find it lasts longer for me, and it's just a way to save money. I have a summer shade, a winter shade, and in between those seasons, I just mix on the back of my hand and just create my own perfect custom concealer. So I'm just gonna use a Morphe JH08 and just tap it underneath here. So I like to do my concealer after my cream blush because it helps kind of like diffuse the cream blush, so it's not just like boom, boom, you know what I'm saying? So I also tap it on top of my eyelids. So this is how I prep for eyeshadow. I always put some concealer on my eyelids because I have very veiny eyelids and I have dark circles, and then I will just tap along like this and kind of just tap it over that blush. So sometimes the blush will go away, but when that happens, you can always just take more of the blush and apply it on top if you feel like the blush is completely gone. And I always set my cream blushes with a translucent powder and then a blush on top of it, and that just really helps it last like the entire day. I know there's all these like videos online where people use like the most smallest amount of concealer, just some cream blush, and they're like ready to go. That makeup is just not gonna last. Like, you need to apply your makeup, let it set, apply the powders, apply setting powder. Like, I live in Florida and it is just like makeup like that is just not gonna last down here. And just like in general, if you're going to an event, like a wedding or anything, it's just like you want your makeup to last. And it might be cute if you're just like going to class or something, but like overall, I feel like those makeup tips are not good, just because like you want your makeup to last, or else you're just wasting your makeup if you're just applying a little bit of cream blush and a little bit of concealer. Like, you're not, like, it's not gonna last. So I have on my concealer and I put on top of the cream blush. I kind of like the way the blush looks. It's very soft. I am just gonna like tap on top here with the blush brush just to like blend them. And now I'm gonna go my favorite setting powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Light. This powder is just so good. So I was always using the darker shade, using the shade Fair Light, which is like my summer shade. But the shade just straight up Fair is almost like a translucent. It is pigmented, but I will just put it in the lid like this. I will go in with an L'Oreal A14, tap off some of the excess and go with a really light hand first, just to like briefly set everything. Pick up whatever's left, tap it off, look up, and just go over it really lightly, like that. And then I'll pick up more, and I like a bright under eye, nothing too crazy, but I do like a bright under eye, especially when I'm tan. It just looks so much better. Yeah, so then I will just pick up the powder and I will just tap it on top of my eyelid. This is how I prep it for eyeshadow. So I will set it with this light powder by Maybelline. It's a loose powder, so like eyeshadow is blend on top of it. Very, very nice. And I will have this very opaque covered eyelid, and it's just the perfect canvas for eyeshadow. And I will tap it here along my nose. I get oily along my nose, so I like to make sure I have powder there. And this is the only place on my face that I will use this powder. The rest will be translucent. Some of my favorite translucent powders is the One Size translucent powder, but that is empty. So I've been using the Beauty Bakery translucent powder in the shade Oat, which is amazing. So I just kind of dip my brush right in here. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal A21. So I will cover this with a light dusting of translucent powder, and I will first go over the blush area. So I will just tap it along here and then tap it down here. And then on my nose. Sounds like I'm singing. And then my forehead. And so I'm just going to keep tapping. Alright, so I have this entire face. It is patting motions as well. I'm always tapping and patting the translucent powder into my skin. Don't rub back and forth because that will cause your makeup to break up. Alright, so this is kind of the foundation base. So another one of my favorite products lately has been the Hourglass Jellyfish palette. So this is a $90 palette, which I'm kind of weary about because that's a lot of money, I think, to be spending on a palette, like a lot of money. But after using these powders, so I'm gonna go with this bronzing shade. Like, look how pretty this palette is. The bronzing shade is called, Lunar Bronze. I just feel like this is a very pricey product, but after like using them, I can see why they're so expensive. They are very unique powders, like something I don't have in my collection, something I can't really find a good comparison for. I ordered a bunch of makeup from Ulta. I ordered a lot of Flower Beauty blushes and bronzers, and I'm hoping I can do like a comparison and find out that they are similar to these powders. But I see why they're so expensive. They are really, really good, but it is a really pricey product. I mean, do you need it? No. But it is a nice product to have, like asking for a birthday present or a Christmas present, yes. And so I'm gonna do like a little bit of contour here. Also, this is a ColourPop F20. I love ColourPop's brushes, Morphe brushes, and Real Techniques, Ecos. What else? Sigma. So I'm just kind of blending a little bit of contour here. Like, this bronzer is so pretty. This is a little bit, you know, too much, maybe a little bit, but yeah. Oh well. So now the blushes, I'm obsessed with both of these blushes. This one looks like it wouldn't be that pigmented, but it is. So I'm gonna go in with this one, which is Diffused Heat. But the top blush, the blush above that, has also been my go-to favorites. This is my like everyday palette. I use this every single day. So I am applying this with the L'Oreal A22 blush brush, and I'm just kind of tapping it on. It is a very pigmented blush, even though it looks like it wouldn't be that pigmented. So I'm just tapping this on top of that cream blush because it is super pigmented. And now that there's a cream blush underneath this blush, it will allow it to last longer. But these blushes, they do last a long time on their own. Like I said, this is a $90 palette, but the products are phenomenal. So I am applying this on top of the cream blush, and look at that like very healthy glow it gives. So pretty. And so I've been recently putting a little bit of blush right here on my forehead, so it gives me a like sunburnt look. So there's that. And then I'm gonna take this What's Up Beauty brush, and I'm gonna go in with this Diffuse Light shade. It's a finishing powder called Diffuse Light, and it's kind of like a golden powder, not golder powder, I'm saying. And I am just brushing this here on the center of my forehead. I used to put this powder right here, but I found it accentuated my pores, so I stopped. But yes, the Jellyfish palette by Hourglass, highly, highly recommend. Ask for it for Christmas, your birthday, anything special. It is such a good palette. All right, so What's Up Beauty. This is their, so this is the What's Up Beauty highlighter. It's called Wild Acadia, and there's a cheetah imprint on it. And it says, cheetahs continue to be in danger of extinction. What's Up Beauty is committing to their protection and preservation by donating a portion of sales of the Serengeti Cheetah Project. So I love this highlighter. It is literally so stunning. It reminds me a lot of the Hourglass formula, and it's just such a pretty highlight, like so pretty. So I'm gonna show you how I apply this. You can get this on whatsupbeauty.com. They sent me this, but like look how pretty. It's so stunning. It's super pigmented, goes on like a dream. So I just kind of mix them together, but literally so pigmented and stunning. So pretty. And I barely even touched my brush into the highlighter, and it's like stunning. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and apply this to my inner corner as an inner corner highlight because I'm just feeling that right now. Oh my goodness, look how pretty. So pretty. It reminds me a lot of the Hourglass formulas. Thank you, What's Up Beauty. They sent me this and I absolutely love it. Okay. So next we're gonna do brows. I got a request to do a brow tutorial, so I'm just gonna do it really quick. It doesn't take me very long because my brows are kind of like bushy. Like I used to get made fun of for my eyebrows when I was in middle school because they were so insane, and I had like a unibrow and it was just crazy. So this is the Benefit 3.5 brow pencil. So I will brush them up, and I will take my brush and I will fill in here along the bottom line because I want this to be the darkest and most defined. So just a little bit of patches here, and I filled those in. And then I'm gonna take the brush and brush my brows down, and then fill in like not this part of your brow, but the rest of your brow. Small strokes, because I don't want it to be too crazy or defined, because sometimes it looks like cartoon brows. And then I will just brush them up like that. And I will fill in just a tad in here if I feel like it needs it. And that's how I do my brows. It's so easy because the Benefit brow pencil is so pigmented, and like these brow pencils are super overhyped. So just soft lines here to just outline the bottom line of my brow. They're super overhyped, and they are like actually worth it. Like these, I've seen people rave about them, but I'm like, okay, like I feel like someone else can make products just as good. And then I bought them and I used them, and I was like, oh my gosh, these brow pencils make doing your brows just so easy and fast. It's crazy. So like I said, barely stroking in on top because I don't want it to be like cartoon brows where it looks like I totally drew my brows, and then just kind of filling in here because there's like some bald spots missing here. Then I'm gonna take my favorite brow gel. It's the NYX The Brow Glue. So mine is like super dirty from all my powders and foundations. So I will just put this on my brows and I will try and do like the laminated look. I will brush them up kind of just in the direction that they're growing. And I know some people it takes them like forever to do their brows, but my brows are probably like one of the quicker steps in my beauty routine. So, brushing up my brows like that. So, brows are done. Next, I'm gonna do some eyeshadow. So, the Merit Mario Master Mats palette is just one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes ever. It's my go-to everyday eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna go with an L'Oreal A11. I'm gonna go in with that shade right here, the second shade, which is called Matte Number 2. It is just a perfect, warm, everyday crease shade, and it blends out so fast and like a dream. Man, that inner corner highlight is looking so good. So I'm just blending this out. So easy. I will probably have this part all sped up. All right, so then I'm gonna take the L'Oreal A20 and I'm gonna go in with this shade all the way over here, which is matte number 4. And I wanna put this on the outer V. It's really not that dark, but it's pigmented enough that it'll give me a really slight, everyday smoky eye look. So I'm just gonna blend this out into my outer V. And then I'm gonna blend this over into my crease just slightly. So that's this very natural, like everyday eye look. I'm also gonna take this shade and just blend it in my outer lower lash line. So now I'm gonna go back in with the Diffuse Heat palette and I'm gonna take that finishing powder up here and I'm just gonna tap it on top of the inner half of my eyelid to just lighten up this area just a little bit. All right, so I have this favorite setting spray. This is the NYX Matte Finish Spray. I got this on an accident. I did like an order pickup and I wanted to get the Milani one and they gave me this one because they were sold out. And it is so good. In Europe, I wore this and my makeup lasted the entire day on a boat in Greece. And every day in Europe, I wore this and I was like sweating. There's no AC. Well, AC is not common in Europe. And it was just like a lifesaver. All right, so I'm gonna spray my entire face with this. I will just like pat in the setting spray. And then I will take my puffer and I will just like tap it into my skin. And look how like refreshed and dewy, but like hydrating my skin looks. Like it looks so natural. This is like the clean girl, natural dewy. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's like natural girl makeup. So my favorite lip liner, current favorite lip liner is the NYX Peekaboo lip liner. I love this lip liner. It's like a pinkish, like nude. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so pretty. So I will line my lips and then I will smear it with my finger. So I will take it and I'll kind of just smear with my finger to get it no harsh lines, and it gives your lips such like a natural, your lips but better shade. Then I'm gonna go my favorite plumping lip gloss. This is the Too Faced Maximum Plump Lip Gloss. This stuff is just amazing. I put this on my wife's lips before a wedding we went to a couple weekends ago, and it was crazy. Her lips looked so good. Mainly focusing it on the center. Now it's time for mascara, so I'm gonna curl my lashes. This is the Tweezer Man lashes. So I used to buy the cheap lash curlers and they were just falling apart on me. So I ordered finally a Tweezer Man tweezers and, or not tweezers, lash curler, and finally this lash curler never breaks on me and is perfect. And then with my favorite mascara, this is Maybelline Lash Sensational. And I'm gonna do my mascara off camera because it just takes me so long. But for my lashes to be long and full and thick, I use Grande Lash Serum. This stuff, I'm telling you, is amazing. Alright, so mascara is on, but I forgot to mention the Essence Nude Eyeliner will go on my bottom waterline. So that's like the best nude waterline eyeliner ever, super affordable. So I'll apply some bottom lash mascara. Alright guys, bottom lash mascara is on. Like, look what this lip plumper did to my lips. But that completes this look. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I'm gonna have everything linked below, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.